Well, made it to the north rim of the Grand Canyon. This is the campground. We got spot 37. Nice spot. I don't know what they're talking about, 40 feet. But it's a 40-foot length restriction. Anyway, you have to back into it due to those two trees at the end, pretty tight. The prime spots are 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I think 16 are right down on the rim of the canyon. Good luck getting those. Nice spots too. But we're by the restrooms, and the general store is not just a little walk away. That's where Amanda's at now. She went to check out the general store. We ran across a Great Ranger. We were here early, pulled in about 10 o'clock. It's 10:40, we're already set up, and check-in's really at 12 o'clock. He said, drive around. If it's open, pull in. So we did. We're trying to figure out which hike or drive we're going to go on now for the afternoon, and which ones we're going to do tomorrow. We're here tomorrow night, and then we're off to the South Rim. We decided to do Bright Angel Point today, and Cape Royal and Point Imperial tomorrow. Well, the North Rim Visitor Center. Administrative offices, I would guess. And then you have the Grand Canyon Lodge. That looks cool. We have to take a peek in there. And then some more, I would assume, rentals. Quite a few of them. A lot of traffic around here for only 10% of the Grand Canyon population coming here. The original lodge, built in 1928, burned to the ground 4 years later. The new lodge, built on the foundations, was constructed in 1937. Just gorgeous. And the view from the lodge. We walked out to Bright Angel Point, about a quarter mile each way. Took in the views of the transept. Well, that's a tall yucca. At least I think it's some kind of yucca. Yeah, we had a hard time finding a parking spot. Not. Well, if I come back, I know which side I'm coming back to. Well, this is day 2, and we're headed out to Cape Royal. Gonna come back and then head to Point Imperial. There was nobody around. It was great. The weather was great, bright and clear. Could have been a little cooler, but oh well. Nice day. Dang. Hardly think of this place as a farm. There's the trail down there that goes over to the South Rim. The Kaibab Trail. And that's the south, I think that's the South Rim right there where the rim kind of cuts down just before that. There's a building over there. So it's a good hike. On the way out to Cape Royal, we stopped by Roosevelt Point. More views from Roosevelt Point. So at the Roosevelt Point, we're about 2,400 feet higher on the north rim than the south rim over there. Something about westward push of the continent, pushing up the Rocky Mountains, and in this area pushing this side higher. Yeah, I figured that out. Luckily it was written on the sign. We took the Cape Royal Road, and we're at the end. They call that the window. I'll just give you another shot of that. Here at the North Rim. Absolutely quiet. Amanda and I are the only ones out here. But this is going to be totally different than the South Rim. We'll be there tomorrow. There's the trail down at the bottom. Quite the view. Well, we left last night at the North Rim a night early and came back up to Jacob Lake. Jerry over there had my spot. Nice guy. I got to talking to him. But anyway, we're headed out today for the, I love this place. Great internet reception, or great phone reception, so therefore internet. Headed out today for the South Rim, so we should be there in about 3 to 4 hours. Well, on the ride in to the South Rim, this is Vermilion Cliffs. This has been going on for miles. Hold on a second here. There hasn't been a car in 5 minutes, so we're just excited to come by. But anyway, this is our scenery on the way into the South Rim, or actually on the way to Bitter Springs. And it's just all alongside the road. We just entered the park on the east entrance, and we're able to pull the RV into the Desert View spot. They have parking for RVs. And then the ranger at the ticket booth said, then you might want to head on over to the Mather campground, get rid of your RV, and then do some sightseeing. And it's already 89 degrees here, and it's 10:10 in the morning. So I'll give you a little better view of the canyon. This is the only view. They claim that you can see the Colorado River down there from this desert view. Of course, that pinyon tree's right in the way. I'll get a different angle.
So you can see the Colorado River flowing down here. The other day from the North Rim, the Colorado River was hidden from our view. We were able to look at the island over there to the right. And then the North Rim is all across over there. And at that point, at the end over there, it said that this was 7 miles wide.
There you go. Better than I could have remembered. I believe the Desert View Tower was the building I referred to the other day from the North Rim. Yeah, the first level of the watchtower. Second level. Down to the first. Up to the third. Third level. Okay. And up one more. And we can no longer climb up to the roof. And the view from the fourth level. Here's a better view of the Colorado River from the Desert View Tower. The Desert View area was also the site of the TWA United Airlines crash in 1956. Killed 128 people and led to the creation of the FAA. This is the area that the bodies and debris ended up. Well, this is the bus stop for the red line that takes us up to Hermit's Nest. There's some trail going down there. It's probably a Bright Angel Trail. We'll jump on the bus here. The buses run about every 15 minutes and drop you off at various points along the way. The view from Maricopa Point and the view from Powell Point in honor of the one-armed Civil War veteran that came out here and mapped all this. Off in the way distance there you can see the Colorado River. The green part right down. They call this point the Abyss. And you can see why. The Colorado must make a left-hand turn just before it gets to these ridges. All red rocks, stratified. They said it's 108 degrees down at the bottom of the canyon today because it's about 91 or so up on top. It's warm. But this is all on the red line bus, so we hop on, hop off. Provided by your entry fee. Thank you very much. Yeah, they look pretty fat. Look like big rats. Yeah. Quite the view off his balcony. This is Hermit's Rest. Some guy ran a guide service out of here. You could rent rooms inside the Hermit's Rest. I bet that got awful smoky. Well, a little ways down where the red line dropped us off, we came to the Bright Angel Lodge. I'm gonna go check this place out. I've been in here before, I think. This is gonna be an old timer. And the inside, it smells like a wood fire. One of the old coaches that brought him up here. This is an old timer. Inside the lodge was a room dedicated to Fred Harvey and the Harvey girls. And a view from the patio. This might be the best view of the trip so far. There's from the Lookout Studio near the Bright Angel Trail, and you can see the trail going right off the cliff right there. Well, I just had walked up a bunch of steps. I guess you have to drive to this place. The El Tovar, the lodge and the restaurant. I'm gonna see if we can get some reservations for tomorrow night here. And the Hopi house is right next door. The inside of the lodge. All logs. Beautiful. Dining room, cocktail lounge, and of course, gift shops. And right down the road from the lodge and the Hopi house is a visitor center. And we're done for the day. We're going to catch the bus and go back to the campground. I'll show you that later.
Let's do it.
Whew. Hot today. Well, the second morning we're at the Bright Angel Point trailhead. We're going to hike the rim to Yavapai Point, about 1.5 miles. We got there at 7:30 a.m. before it got hot. By the time we got there, it was already 74 degrees. I thought about borrowing that guy's electric bike, but thought better of it. All right, ready to get started?
Yep, let's go.
It's a shot I had yesterday. That shows the trail going off. A little haze in the air this morning. Can't see all the way across. There's the El Tovar again on that side. There's the Lookout Studio. And a little balcony there we saw the condors from yesterday. And then the Kolb Studio is a little further down, along with the Bright Angel Lodge. So that's pretty much the layout. Some cabins and stuff you can rent, I guess, from Bright Angel, and then over on the other side from El Tovar. And what I think the best view in the house is near the Yavapai Museum. There's the Bright Angel Trail again. You can see some people down on it. Traversing, and it goes on across there and on up to the North Rim. Just see the Colorado River down there. Some point right there. And then around, there's the museum, the Yavapai Museum. That's pretty spectacular at the end of the Walk of Time. Well, the visitor center at the South Rim, and this is where you catch all the like 4 different shuttle lines: the yellow, purple, blue, and red. There might be an orange in there, I don't know. But they all converge here. We'll go in here and get our passports stamped. This is where you would start the South Kaibab Trail. Work it all the way down, go over the suspension bridge, work it all the way back up across, and over to the North Rim over there. That's for somebody a lot younger than me, and probably take a couple of days. But what an adventure. Well, in 1897, Mr. Berry built a Grand View Hotel here on the rim of the canyon for tourists that arrived by stagecoach from Flagstaff. But in 1901, the railroad started taking people to Grand Canyon Village, 11 miles west of there. So much for the stagecoach ride. And the north rim, right over there, you can see the point. That's the one we were on the other day. We drove out to that, and then the lodge and that is right behind that big mesa right there in the middle. The view from Yaqui Point, the last stop on the bus, the orange bus route. The furthest, let's see, which way, east, you would be on the buses. You can go over to Desert View if you want to drive. We caught that on the way in. So we pretty much did it from Hermit's Rest to Yaqui Point. Sitting here in the campground, and this guy's just moseying through. Of course, he's standing there right behind a tree now. I think he's eating a tree, or her. She's meandering off now. Well, we came back out to catch the Tusayan Museum, get the last stamp for our passport. It's closed indefinitely due to manpower shortage or staffing issues, whatever they said. Here's the ruins. I don't remember ever coming out to this one. We came out here to get a stamp, but oh well. Duck on a rock. Looks more like a sphinx, but I like the pyramid over there. This is, I don't know, just some pullover on the way back to the village. Must be the duck on the rock pullover. Well, on the way back to the campground, we saw this encounter. An elk had either figured out how to turn on the water supply at the pump out station, or somebody had left it on. A ranger came out and this confrontation ensued. She tried to chase the elk off, and the elk just kind of stood there and looked at her like, "What are you, crazy, lady? This is my drinking fountain." Eventually, the ranger won out and the elk left. The next morning, we were up early and headed out and stopped by the sanitary station to dump, and again, the elk was there looking for a drink of water. This time, nobody left it on, or she couldn't figure out how to turn it on.
She smells the water. See if she's got the trick down. No. Okay. Just gonna walk on.
Well, we headed home via I-40, and of course we had to stop in Winslow, Arizona, where they have a tribute to the Eagles. Standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, Glenn Fry and Jackson Brown. Take it easy.
Which one's which?
Fry, that's brown.
That's Brown. That's Fry. The South Visitor Center at Petrified Forest National Park. We just entered. We're going to drive through to the north.
We drove through the Crystal Forest, the Jasper Forest, the Blue Mesa, and ended up at the Painted Desert. These lands were once swamps, and these giant trees eventually fell and were solidified by minerals. That's the unscientific explanation. Those hills back there are the Blue Mesa, that ridge. And this is called the Blue Forest. I guess from the colors in the rocks. I guess you could call that blue.
Well, there's a trail several miles through all the blue rock and mesas and canyons. It's too hot. 92 degrees.
And finally the Painted Desert, up at the north end of the park. A little bit of clouds today. You can get them some brighter reds, I think. But it goes from green to reds.
Well, as the sign said, this used to be the Painted Desert Inn. Now it's the visitor center on the north side of the Petrified Forest. But boy, has it got a view. I just saw a road runner run over here. See if I can find him. Well, I don't know where he got to.
Well, the 2024 road trip comes to an end. We stopped by my sister's house in Texas and then made it home the next day. Saw a lot of beautiful scenery. I hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. I'll be headed out on another camping adventure with Dr. Dean and Valerie to Alumapalooza here in September. And then in October, we're also going on a transatlantic cruise. So stick around for those. It'll be fun.